So following on from our video about growing houseplants from bulbs, where we showed you how to plant caladium bulbs, if you haven't seen it, we'll link it at the end. This time we've got colocasia bulbs, which will be showing you how to pot up, how to care for them during the season, and then also how to look after them over winter. So you can have your amazing colocasia foliage coming back year after year, or even remaining evergreen, depending on how you care for them. So we've got two different varieties here. We've got the Colocasia esculenta, which is huge, as you can see the size of that bulb there. This will produce a very large plant as well, with huge stems and massive leaves. We've got growth already on there, which you can see there, just in the middle, the main point, and there's also quite a few points around the bulb as well where it's starting to grow, as you can see there on top. We've also got the Colocasia Black Magic, which I'm really excited to see. This produces, again, huge leaves, but these ones are a sort of dark purpley black tone to them, so they should look really stunning against the other sort of green foliage. And you can see there, this one's a significantly smaller bulb compared to this one, but this one too has some growth already starting on there, which is fantastic, so that's a good sign, and hopefully it will start to grow once we've potted up. So planting these up is actually very straightforward. The depth that you plant them is defined by the size of the bulb, so you want to pot them up with the growing point in line with the level of the soil or just below. So this one will obviously go a little bit deeper, whereas this one will be a little bit shallower, so that the top of the point is level with the level of the soil. What we've got here is a pot, obviously large enough for this very large bulb. The size of the pot will obviously differ depending on the size of the bulb that you've got too. We've got some fresh soil in there, and all we're going to do is make a well in the soil just so that we can position the bulb where it's meant to go, in the centre of the pot. And then we'll place the bulb in and make sure that the soil is firmed around it. And then we've got some additional soil here just to top it up and make sure that the soil comes to the level of the growing point. So that's the Colocasia all potted up there. We've left the growing point just in the centre there, just above the level of the soil, and that will help us to see when new growth starts. We need to give this a water and keep the soil moist and keep it at a consistently warm temperature, so about 20 degrees, give or take a few degrees either way, and that shouldn't be a problem as we're keeping it as a houseplant indoors. If you do decide to pot these up earlier in the year, maybe in spring, or if your house is prone to cold spells, then you can place it in a spot that would have more consistent warmth, such as on top of a fridge or freezer that will generate warmth throughout the day. Alternatively, you can buy heat pads, so you can buy those on Amazon for example, and then you can place your plant on there just to make sure that they're getting that consistent warmth that they need to start growing. So as aftercare for colocasias, they do prefer moist soil, so as the plant starts to grow, just maintain watering and keep the moist soil, although avoid it sitting in water. Like many plants, they won't like that, but they do like moist soil. They also prefer a brighter spot, so you can put them somewhere where they're in bright indirect light, and then you should get very big, happy, healthy plants. So as colocasias are large leafy plants, they will benefit from a plant feed occasionally, so you might use an all-purpose plant feed every 4 weeks or every month during the active growing period. Now when it does come to winter and the temperature starts to drop, you might find that the colocasia starts to slow down its growth and lose its leaves, very similar to the caladiums. However, you can, if you keep it at the right temperature, you can keep it evergreen and keep it in foliage over the winter period. So it does actually need to be kept at around 21 degrees Celsius. So that is quite high, so unless you have a very, very warm house, or maybe you have got a good spot that is warm in the house that you can keep it, you should be able to keep this as an evergreen plant. If, however, it drops quite a bit below that and you start to notice the leaves go completely, there's nothing to worry about. It just means that the bulb is going into dormancy. So all you need to do if that happens is reduce your watering until you come to a gradual stop, allow the soil to dry out completely, and then just place this somewhere over the winter period, just out of sight where it's cool and dry, and then you can bring it back out in the spring and start watering it again and keep it warm until it starts to grow again in the new year. If you do decide to plant them outside when it's warm in the summer, or if you want to sort of change up the pot or change up the arrangement, you can also dig them up and store them outside of the pot on the soil. So all you do with that is, once the leaves die back and you've tried it out a bit, remove it from the soil, remove any remaining leaves that might be attached, leave it for 1 to 2 weeks to dry out, and then you can store it in a dry place, possibly using sawdust, dry sand, or a paper bag, something like that, so that it can stay dry over the winter period. And then you'll do exactly what we're doing here today. In the spring, you'll pot it back up, keep it warm, keep it moist, and get new growth in the new year. So just one more time, so we've got a slightly smaller pot this time for the smaller bulb that we've got for the Black Magic, and we've made a well in the centre. Again, we'll just pop this straight in there in the well and top it up with additional soil. And there we have it. So just like the other one, we've potted it up, we've kept the point level with the top of the soil. So as with the other one, we'll keep it moist, keep it warm, and that should continue to grow and produce those wonderful dark leaves that we're expecting. So I hope you found this video useful in showing you how to pot up your Colocasia bulbs and how to look after them throughout the year and then care for them over the winter period, so that you have that amazing foliage coming back year after year, or even remaining evergreen. If you've tried this previously, or you've tried any other houseplants from bulbs, let us know in the comments below what you've tried and how you've got on. We'd love to hear about it. We've also got another video about potting caladium bulbs and how to care for those. If you've liked this, you might like that, so we've linked that at the end. If you'd like to see more content like this, then please do consider hitting the subscribe button, and we'll have new videos every week, usually on a Saturday. As always, thank you for watching Grow Your Wellbeing.